The Filebound AP solution that we will show you today is an end-to-end solution that automates the way you process your AP invoices. We will demonstrate how this solution results in less human error, predictable costs, and reduced cycle times. In this demonstration, we will show you how Filebound manages your receiving documents, including those with exceptions. We will also show you how we can automate the three-way matching and invoice approval processes. Next, we will show you how payments can be matched to the invoices they are paying. And finally, we will show you how your invoices can be retrieved with a single click from within your accounting application. Most AP transactions begin with the creation of a purchase order. These POs are imported into Filebound as print images and held in a queue, waiting to be matched with associated invoices when they arrive. Next, as goods and/or services are delivered by the vendor, you also receive the associated paperwork such as packing slips, bills of lading, or receiving documents. These documents are scanned into Filebound using a document scanner or an office copier. To demonstrate this, I will launch our scanning application. You will see that the paper receiving document has been converted to an image. The system has also applied OCR so that the data on the document becomes usable in the indexing process. We will select the vendor name to index the document, and then select a status of approved or hold depending if there are any exceptions noted on the document. Next, we upload the document into the system. If the selected status was set as approved, the document is filed in a pending queue waiting to be matched to invoices that are received from that vendor. On the other hand, if the status is set as hold, the document upon upload is routed to an AP clerk for resolution. The next step in the transaction is the receiving and processing of the vendor invoices. These documents are scanned into the system and indexed using point-and-click functionality that I will now demonstrate. I first select the invoice number, then the vendor name, invoice date, and amount. Once indexed, these documents are uploaded into the system and automatically routed via workflow for matching and approvals. First, let me log into the system. You will notice that within Filebound AP we have configured several projects or filing cabinets where we store the various AP-related documents. I will select the AP Invoices project, which is the center point of the Filebound AP solution. From here I can search for AP invoices. I'm going to select invoice number 79301. When it is opened, you will see a Related Documents tab at the bottom of the page. When I click on it, I can see all the documents that have been related to this invoice. In this case, the process hasn't yet been completed. First, let me select the purchase order. This performs a search for any purchase orders issued to Wilkins Supply that haven't been associated with an invoice. When I click on the Add Relationships tab, this PO is now associated with the invoice. I next do the same thing with the receiving documents. After verifying that the receiving document matches the invoice and that there aren't any holds placed on it, I once again click on the Add Relationships button to create a link between it and the invoice. Once the three-way match has been successfully completed, the document is routed for approval. When I click on the Home tab, I am presented with a list of invoices that have been routed to me for approvals. As you can see, I have 2 invoices ready to be processed. Where the invoices get routed is configured in the logic within the workflow and can be based on dollar amounts, the vendor, the originating department, or many other factors. Let me select the Express Electronics invoice. You will see that I'm presented with 5 different options. Selecting any of these will determine where it goes next. In this example, I will elect to approve it. I would then get routed to a user in AP for final approval and to make sure that there aren't any outstanding exceptions remaining on the transaction. Once that is verified by looking at the related documents, the transaction is completed and sent to a standard pay queue. As the checks are cut, print images of them can automatically be imported and linked to the invoices they are paying. Let me search within the system for an invoice. Next, let me select an Express Electronics invoice. When I click on the Related Documents tab, you will see that there are 3 related documents to this invoice. Selecting any of them would take me directly to them. In this case, I want to select the check. When I open the check, I notice that it is paying 3 invoices. Next, I will right mouse click on it and open it in a standard viewer. When I select the Related Documents tab for this check, I see that there are 3 invoices related to it. When I select that, I can see each of the 3 related invoices. Just to show you what a document on hold looks like, let me perform a search again and select invoice number 205672. When I open it in the viewer and select the Related Documents tab, you notice that it is marked with a red X. When I click on it, you will see that it is clearly marked to indicate its hold status. Finally, let me show you how we can integrate the retrieval of the invoices from within your accounting application. What I'm demonstrating here is an example of an accounting system. So right from within the user interface of the accounting application, we launch a lookup for documents within Filebound. In this case, I will select a purchase order issued to Wilkins Supply, and by clicking on the Find in Filebound button, it finds the associated invoice. This type of integration streamlines the retrieval process and minimizes operator training. In closing, let me summarize what we have shown you today. Filebound provides an automated solution to receiving document processing, the matching of the invoice to the PO and receiving documents, the approval and the exception handling process, the check importing and matching, and the seamless retrieval from within your accounting application. The result is reduced human error, better cycle times, improved vendor relationships, predictable costs, and reduced costs. Thank you.